All right. Well, sorry about that, folks. I just said we're going to be quiet here. Derek hits 2 for Pleasant Plains. We're going to be silent for just a second as we get the scoreboard and everything fixed up and straightened back up. We'll be back, but you'll be able to watch here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Two shots coming up for Claire Holke, number 32 of Alleman. Cardinal Purse without charge, number 5, Megan Derrick. It's your first, team first. Pleasant Plains will maintain possession out of bounds after the foul. Traveling violation.
Test 1. Oh, there. It works better if I turn up the right knob, folks. I apologize. We are here. We are getting a few things finished up as we had to set up after wrestling practice, so it takes us a while to get things set up. It is 5-2. Alleman with the lead currently. They'll have the ball in bounds here. There are a couple fouls called thus far. We'll talk about those in just a second as we get caught up, but we're going to turn it back down, and we'll be back in just a few seconds here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Cardinal person without charge, number 2, Tegan Morley. That's her first, team second. Eddie Frazee. Three from Bailey Beach. Cardinal person without charge, number 5, Megan Derrick. That's her second personal foul, team third. Alleman will maintain possession after the foul. Jump ball tie-up to Alleman. Alleman personal foul charge to number 10, Annie Rouse. That's her first, team third. Three from Anna Weber. possession out of bounds. Back into their lineup, number 10, Annie Rouse. That's here to quarter number 1. It's 10-7 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Dual session tickets are available for Saturday afternoons, 2 sessions. They are $8 for $8 will get you into both sessions on Saturday for the morning and the afternoon. Good for all 6 games. Returning to the Cardinal lineup, number 1, Eddie Frazee.
Okay, you ready to listen and talk a little bit, maybe?
I think so.
Here we go. We're back. Got everything fixed up, I think, and it's second quarter action here from the Bomber pre-Thanksgiving tournament. It is Alleman and Pleasant Plains right now. That was a shot by Tyler Thomas, who had a 3 earlier in the game. Spencer Kilburn is alongside. Spencer will be bringing you the basketball games on Friday. Getting thrown right into the fire there, Spencer.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm super excited. This is my first game I'm calling so far this year, and I'm excited to do some basketball, hopefully do some baseball in the spring, and yeah, ready for a good time. Hopefully it's a good night of basketball tonight.
Still having some problems over there with justices. We had it fixed and working good. I think there must be a short in that thing somewhere, but they're having some problems across the thing. But we are happy to have you, Spencer. I was listening to you. I wasn't completely ignoring you. As we go here, it is second quarter action, 10-7. Nobody scored here in the second quarter as of yet. Frazee with it for Pleasant Plains. She comes up top to Smith for 3. It's off, no good. Rebound and putback was by Burke. And going to be a foul underneath. Both teams had 3 or more fouls.
One thing I really noticed there in the first quarter is it seems like it's 2 very different styles of offenses. For the Cardinals, they're more trying to get into the paint, it seems like, but the Pioneers are doing a really good job of when they get into the paint, they're collapsing down and doing a lot of doubling on the person trying to go up with the basket, and they're doing a very good job of that. And as for the Pioneers on offense, it seems like they're more offense is focused around the perimeter, shooting 3 balls, driving into the lane, and trying to kick it.
Smith with another miss. It was Bugade with the rebound, and Erickson has it now, taking it up the floor for Alleman. She'll give it to Tyler Thomas on the right side. Thomas on the dribble now with the left hand. She'll go to Bugude. And I was told that's not her complete last name. She's the foreign exchange student, and that's just where they stopped writing. Tyler Thomas for 3 again. That one's short. Frazee with the rebound. It goes back the other way for the Cardinals.
Defensive rebounding was a key there in the first quarter. I thought both teams did a really good job of grabbing defensive boards. But here in the second quarter, I think I've seen a few times where Alleman's been able to grab a couple of rebounds as there's a foul.
Tyler Thomas is going to pick up her second. It'll be team foul number 5 for the for the Alleman Pioneers. If you're watching the game today, tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We do greatly appreciate you hopping in there. The kids, if they go back and watch, get to see who was here cheering them on and watching for the contest. We were able to keep some stats, so the stats are going to be correct as we get to halftime and so on. So that's a bonus, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, everyone loves to look at the stats. You know, I mean, for a lot of people look at stats for basketball, but sometimes, you know, it's a little more than stats. You'll see a lot of players who don't put up a lot of numbers, but at the same time, that doesn't mean, you know, they're not doing anything. Like, numbers can be very tricky to rate how well a person's been playing.
Hulke for 3, right side. It's long. Rebound's going to go up and high to Sabatka. And a jump ball is going to be called, as staying down there fighting for it was Bagude.
Yeah.
Carla Bagude reaching around and getting the jump ball.
Yeah, a lot of physicality here I've seen so far. I've seen a lot of jump balls, getting on the ground, diving for basketballs. Like, it's been very physically played.
Erickson inbounds. Hulke high off the glass. Scottie Pippen-esque right there, but not quite as the finish wasn't there.
A little bit of missed opportunity there. You got a nice little play on the inbound, and it looked like a pretty easy layup, but unfortunately unable to execute.
Vodka has it go through her hands and then throws it out of bounds as she was wrestling around on the ground for it with number 10, Annie Rouse. And checking in for the Plains Cardinals, number 15, that is Sienna Hadley. She played quite a bit yesterday, or Monday. I keep saying yesterday because the days all seem to run together, but it was actually, there was one day in between. On the drive is Hulke of the younger variety. Bagude, who is not afraid to shoot, puts up the shot. It's off, no good.
And that's what I've seen a lot of right there, is getting into the paint, driving it down, and then kicking it out. And they've gotten a lot of open looks that way. A lot of them haven't fallen just yet, but I feel like, you know, the more they stay like that, getting open looks, they'll start to fall for them for sure.
Great hands by Rouse, knocking the ball away. Pioneers come up with it, and a timeout's going to be called. First time out of the contest. It's the Pioneers calling it. We'll take a break as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in just a couple minutes.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
Welcome back to Macomb High School, the Hangar, as it's the Bombers pre-Thanksgiving tournament, the opening season tournament for the Bombers. 6 teams on hand this week, 3 games a night on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and 6 games on Saturday. How many are you willing to do on Saturday?
How many ever you need me for?
We've got a lot of basketball in the next. We've got 15 games this week, 15 games at the BPC tournament next week. Plus, we've got some girls basketball mixed in there, and a whole bunch of stuff. So it's gonna be a blast if you like basketball.
I think I do. Yeah, I think I'll like it even more. Maybe actually know a little bit more. I thought I knew quite a bit, but this might show me a lot more than what I already thought I knew.
You're going to watch how everything works, whether you want to or not, doing this job. That's for sure. 4:30 remaining here in the first half. Erickson now a 1-3-1 zone, Spencer, brought out by the Plains Cardinals.
Yeah, 1-3-1 zone. It's not one of the more like what you see. Like sometimes you'll see a 2-3 or a 3-2. A 1-3-1 is something even like when I played basketball in high school I didn't see a lot of. So it's very interesting to see how it'll work. I know most teams usually play man when it comes to basketball, especially in the high school level. But yeah, this is really interesting to see a 1-3-1 kind of pop up here.
Yeah, I've seen it the other night as well, and it takes a lot of effort for that person on the baseline, but it can sure play havoc with the offense if you've got a good person at the top, at the point, and a good person on the baseline. So we'll see if they stick with it or if it was just a look to kind of get Pioneers discombobulated a little bit. Frazee with it, going to drive the floater, off no good. A rebound by Redmond on the other side, and she's going to be fouled underneath. I believe it might be on number 34, Emily Polich, but we'll wait and see. No, it's not. Might be Rouse. It is on Rouse. That'll be her second. Team 6th. That will put the Cardinals in the bonus the rest of the way. First free throw by Redmond is good.
And that's what we've seen right there from a lot of the Cardinals is getting there in the paint. And that's also a huge thing about getting to the paint is you'll usually get more fouls drawn and fouls called. So it's easier to get into the bonus this time of the game, which is huge.
That was the first point of the quarter for either team, and she makes the second as well.
Now we're seeing a full court trap here. Yeah, like you say, they're giving a lot of different looks here and very flustered right now, and beautiful defensive play right there.
Yeah, Erickson hops up really quick and starts waving. You guys got to come back and help us. You can't stay down at the other end of the floor. It's a jump ball and a turnover.
Yeah, you had about 4 Cardinals down here, and really you only saw about 2 players of the Pioneers actually come down here and help, which makes it almost impossible to break a press.
Cardinal basketball. Alleman almost figured out a way to sweep it up there. Hey, I'm going to leave this over to you, and I'm going to go over and I'll go talk to Justice. He's having problems over there. We had that all work, and there's got to be a short in there somewhere, whether it's in his system, the microphone cable, or what. I'm not real sure. Nope, the whistle blows for a travel, and it's going to be – yeah, you can keep track of jump balls on this sheet if you want to. I don't go that far. I probably should. A lot of times if I keep tracks of jump balls, like Pleasant Plains got the last one right, so I'll put a P and just put a line through it so I know A gets the next one. And down the floor it goes, a nice outlet pass to Megan Holke, and she'll get the point.
Yeah, great find right there. Able to see her up the court and just turn it into an easy 2 points for him. Great job.
12-9 is the score. Down low in a hurry it goes, and then Claire Holke is going to come over and get the foul. That'll be her first, team 7th.
And there you see it again. They get it down into the paint. You see about 3 Alleman Pioneers to collapse down on the play and get to her. Unfortunately, they fouled, but like you say, we've seen that a lot so far this game.
Anna Weber, I believe, shooting 2 here. That's what the official underneath the basket says. First one is up and good. And I put those in the wrong quarter. Got to fix that. Don't want to get that wrong. I'll give them credit for the wrong quarter. First one's good. Second one good as well. She hits them both.
You see, they come back with the press that time, but a much better job by Alleman of being able to break it. And
yeah, sometimes when you break that or you bring that out first off, it catches them off guard, but once they get settled in and get their press break set up. Oh, a nice give and go.
Beautiful pass.
And that's from Claire Holke. Erickson gets the bucket.
Great find by her. It's a great backdoor pass, great setup. That's just an easy 2 points right there, and comes another one.
Tyler Thomas with the steal. She goes back the other way. Frazier lays on her but can't get the bucket to stop. And Thomas gets her 5th point of the night.
There's a few of them we've seen, I'd say here in the second quarter, a few easy layups we've seen for the Pioneers. It's been very good work on the offense and forcing a couple turnovers as well.
What I was saying. 1 point game is the first run of the game for the Pioneers, and she nearly got away with the travel.
Yeah, I think she got away with one a little bit there, but travels, they're something that aren't called as much as other things when you're watching a game. It's something that gets away a few times, but almost a wild
Claire
pass
Holke throws it to Megan Holke, and she reached out and grabbed it. What's funny is the players on the bench for Pleasant Plains didn't even flinch. That would have hit them. I don't think they even saw it coming.
I think they would have been okay with that, though. It hit him, but, it would have been a turnover. So, you take small victories.
Claire Holke's jumper's off, no good. She is fouled on the play. We'll see who it's called on. It's on number 23, Julie Redmond.
And you've really seen Alleman's offense really been performing, it seems like, a little bit better the past few minutes. I think that's because of their ability to be able to get inside of the paint and get buckets that way instead of on the three-point line and maybe pulling up some mid-range shots. They're able to get into the paint kind of at will right now, and a few miscues by the Cardinals has really helped with that.
Holke missed the first one. Bagade comes. Bagadu. I asked the coach how to pronounce it, and he wasn't a whole lot of help. Second one is good. We're tied at 14. Out of bounds. Possession will stay with Pleasant Plains.
Great hands there, able to tip the ball away and had she not been able to do that, might be able to get to the basket there for an easy layup. So
Returning for Pleasant
great
Plains,
ability to
number
get the hands in there and
Hadley.
tip the ball out of bounds.
And now 5 seconds. Well, that was a quick 5 seconds.
Seemed
Wasn't it?
pretty quick, but another turnover forced by Alleman, and they've just done a very good job of that. They forced quite a few here on the Cardinals in the second quarter, and it's turned into a lot of easy points for them. But yeah, like you said, I think that was a little bit of a quick 5 there, but
Looks like they're going to fall back into the 1-3-1 again.
Timeout on the floor.
yeah, like you were saying, like you show that press, it catches them off guard, but once you beat it, usually teams will back off of it because once they beat it once, they kind of get more into a groove of it and just able
Alleman
to
will maintain possession.
beat it easier and
Officials
easier.
timeout.
Erickson on the dribble. Right side, she goes to Megan Helke. Up top to Tyler Thomas. Hulke of the Claire variety. And bounced around and kicked out of bounds.
Yeah, maybe a missed opportunity for a layup there.
Carla Bagude.
Yeah, she kind of cut back door there, and I think they missed it. And had they found her back door, she might have had an easy layup, but unable to find her on the play.
Bailey Lynch.
Another great defensive
excuse
play
me.
here. Wow.
Erickson comes down with it. A nice outlet to Megan Hulke, and it's going to come back to Erickson now. Audrey Erickson on the floor, scrapping for the ball.
Yeah.
Glacken with it far side. 30 seconds. They are in a man-to-man now. And a pass is taken away.
Yeah, there
It's-
you'd like to get a little bit more of a chest pass, but it kind of little lobbed itself in there a little bit. And
Leach with it, top of the key. Looks down. Nice pass down low. That pass was down to Hadley. She's going to be fouled on the shot attempt with 11 seconds remaining. Bagude is going to pick up her second, team's 8th.
Sienna Hadley will go to the line to shoot 2 for the
And
Cardinals.
I couldn't keep track of the fouls, folks. I apologize. Sienna Hadley shooting 2. Misses the
Returning
first.
to the Pioneer lineup, number 4, Tyler Thomas.
Tyler Thomas checking back in on the, I was going to say the offensive defensive substitution, but 14-14. It was 10-7 at the end of the first quarter. Not a lot of scoring here in quarter number 2. Bugade with the rebound. We're down to 8 seconds. Erickson's going to bring it up the floor slowly and try and get it across half court. She does. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Claire Hulke with a wide open 3, and she's going to miss it. And that's how we'll end the first half of play. It'll be 14-14. We'll take a break and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH in just a couple minutes.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
All right, welcome back to Macomb High School. Dwayne Hulett, Spencer Kilburn alongside, and a little different positions from when I used to work with Spencer back in the day a little bit, playing on the baseball team that I coached in high school, the old Spar Clones baseball team. That was a long time ago.
That was, oh, man.
Not really, but it seems like it.
No, it might be forever ago. Talking 5-6 years ago now, maybe. Like it's
well, you're like 21, right? 22.
23.
Are you? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, it has been a while then. So it's been longer than that because it wasn't your freshman year, wasn't it? Freshman
and sophomore year, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a while, I guess. Huh.
It must be longer than that.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
So Spencer's going to be doing the games on Friday, so he's going to get a chance to see some of the teams here today, but very physical style of games, and that's not uncommon for the beginning of the year.
No, not at all. And usually in the beginning of the year too, and it seems like with a lot of sports leagues, like the score is usually like they start out a little lower, like people are still trying to get the lid off the basket, and it takes a little while to develop and get going. What I really noticed here in the first half is I think the score really benefits the Cardinals because I feel like the Pioneers, they've gotten quite a few turnovers, especially there in the second quarter, and I feel like they definitely got a wide margin of better looks, especially from the three-point line and even a few missed opportunities inside the paint. But I think the score being 14-14 is huge for the Cardinals and it being tied.
So we'll get ready to go for the third quarter here as we'll update that. Scoreboard will clear a little bit. 14-14. Really a completely different two quarters, though. It was kind of a pretty good offensive first quarter, 10-7, which isn't a huge output, but it ended up being 7-4 in the second one. The offenses really went stagnant in the first half of the second quarter.
And I think it's like how you were talking about the press and like the 1-3-1 zone. I think the different looks that was shown in the second quarter really kind of messes up the timing with the offense and being able to run it more fluently. And I saw quite a few more turnovers, I feel like, and a lot of loose balls on the ground. So I think that definitely had a big factor, the score being much lower in the first quarter as it was in the second, the score being lower in the second quarter compared to the first quarter.
Yeah, and we'll tell you, the scoring is spread out, though. I mean, as far as, even though there's only 14 points apiece, there's a lot of kids that have scored. Addie Frazee has 2. Tegan Morley has 2. And I hope I gave that to the right player. I think I did.
Now, that'll usually make a coach happy. Like, as a coach, you always want to see definitely more distributed scoring along your team. Like, instead of having one person having maybe 10 of these 14 points, you definitely like to see it where everyone's touching the ball, passing the ball around, and definitely a bunch of different looks and getting open.
I didn't give that to the right person. Not number 2, it's number 5. Megan Derrick has 2 points. She scored the first 2 of the game. I'll get it right in a second. But she sat for much of that all the second quarter, I think, with 2 fouls.
Yeah, a few. I think that there were a couple of women there in the second
Bugatti
quarter.
has 2 and Tyler Thomas has 2 for Alleman and 2 for Megan Derrick, which Megan Derrick is one of the keys for Pleasant Plains against Macomb.
Yeah, and that's something you don't want to see, especially there in the first half, which I know it's 5 to foul out, correct?
Yeah.
But you hate to get 2 fouls early in maybe, let's say, the first quarter, early in the second, and you having to sit for a majority of a quarter, especially if you know you're a key or a star player. Like, that really hurts your offense, especially, which is something you don't want to see. But yeah, like I say, it's been a very physical game so far, and the officials, I think, have done a pretty good job of calling fouls and no fouls, and it's been what you want to see, though. Like, you definitely want to see a more physical brand of basketball rather than it being more spread out and not having the physicality.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to struggle scoring, you want to try pushing hard, right?
And I think that's what's benefited the Cardinals a lot here is they've been trying to score in the paint, and I think the Pioneers, they were doing a pretty good job there of collapsing down them in the paint, but there were a few times where they shifted over late and they were able to go up, didn't get the shot, but they got a foul call, and I think they got that there quite a few times in the first and the second quarter, which really helped them get a few points there from the free throw line. And so I think it was still 2 or 3 minutes there in the second quarter when the Cardinals had already hit the bonus.
So we'll take another break. Actually, I want to go through the rest of the stats. I guess I didn't do that. Megan Derrick has 2 points. Bailey Leach has 3 points. No points on 0 of 2 from the free throw line for Sienna Hadley. 5 points, including 2 of 2 from the free throw line for Anna Weber, and 2 points on 2 of 2 from the free throw line for Julie Redmond. They are 4 of 6 are the Plains Cardinals from the charity stripe. For Alleman, the Pioneers, 5 points for Tyla Thomas. She opened the game with a 3 for them in their scoring. Actually, I want to fix something there real quick. Audrey Erickson has 2 points. Megan Hulke has 2 points. Claire Hulke has 5 points, including 3 of 4 from the free throw line. They are 3 of 4 from the free throw line as a team. She's the only one that shot any free throws for Alleman. So they come out now as Pleasant Plains is out of the locker room. We'll take a break and we'll talk about what to expect in the second half. Right after this, you're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
All right, welcome back to Macomb High School. The Hangar is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, brings the Bomber pre-Thanksgiving tournament. Girls high school basketball, 15 games this week. This is game number 4 of the week. Game number 1 of night number 2. I'm Dwayne Hulett, Spencer Kilburn alongside. 45 seconds before we go in the second half, Spencer. What do you expect to see? Probably more of the same, or do you expect to see anybody try to change some things up a little bit?
No, I think I'm pretty sure it'll stay mostly the same, because for the Cardinals, like, they were able to get in the paint, and they missed a few shots down there, but they drew a lot of fouls, and that's what they want to keep doing. Keep Alleman in foul trouble, and maybe they want to get their starters, put them on the bench, maybe get them 3 or 4 fouls late in the third quarter, and them have to sit. And as for Alleman, I think they've gotten a lot of good looks, forced a lot of turnovers there in that second quarter, and it's just not as many of those shots have fallen as they've wanted. But I think if they get more of those to fall, they will be all right.
11, correction, 13, Jason Smith, and 21, Anna Weber.
So we're getting ready to go here with the second half.
Audrey Erickson, 14, Emmy Rackett, and 32, Claire Hulke.
Will be Alleman basketball to open the second half. Relatively quick first half, all things considered. And we'll see if that continues to be the same. If it stays close, I would imagine it'll stretch out a little bit down the stretch.
Yeah, for sure. You'll see probably more fouls, and teams trying to foul if they're down maybe 2 or 3, try and get them to the free throw line and, save clock and stuff.
Cardinal personal foul charge number 21, Anna Weber. That's her first.
Anna Weber picks up her first foul. Team first of the second half. They had only 4 in the first half. At the free throw line is Claire Hulke again. She makes the first of 2.
Claire Hulke, number 32, is in the line.
She's found her way there quite regularly here in this ball game.
And that's the thing with the offense that I've seen so far from the Pioneers running is they have gotten to the free throw line a few times, but they're less physical on offense. They're more trying to get down to the paint and kick it and maybe find an open shooter on the perimeter or maybe a mid-range instead of more what the Cardinals are doing, of course, which is getting inside the paint and trying to be physical down there.
Derek is back in the game, and she goes right to the basket. That shows you, Spencer, how important she is for the Cardinals.
Yeah, great play there, able to get into the paint at will. Not really anything in front of her right there, so just able to get a good, easy layup, and that's exactly what the Cardinals want to keep doing here in the second half. And as you see it right there on the other end for Alleman, able to get into the paint. And they did that a lot more in the second quarter than what they did in the first quarter. They were more on the perimeter, but there in that second quarter, they try to play much more in the paint and much more aggressive.
Shot was off by Weber. Offensive rebound picked up off the floor by the Cardinals. They'll have another shot at it. Down the corner it goes to Frazee. Frazee's going to, nice little spin move on the dribble. Throws up left hand. Maybe a little push there by Hulett.
Maybe also maybe a little bit of a wild shot. You get a little move. It's a good move, but I think right there you would probably want to look for a better shot. Probably have an open.
Tyler Thomas had a wide open look at a three there. Didn't take it. Her team leads by 2.
A great find right there. Wow.
Thomas does get the 2 there.
I would say the ball movement, other than a few turnovers we've seen here and there, the ball movement has been very good so far for both teams, really. They've done a good job, for the most part, moving the ball around, finding the open shooter.
Derek skips it up top to Frazee. She'll take the 3 near the top of the key. It's a long rebound picked up off the floor by Rouse.
You miss those shots, but those are the ones you live with. That's an open 3 and a great find right there.
Great ball movement, and Hulke's going to pick up her second, team's first of the second half.
Yeah, you hate to miss that one. It's a missed opportunity. A great find inside, an easy layup, just unable to finish.
A bit of a frustration foul there, I think, as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's one you'd never want to miss. That one hurts.
Bailey Leach is going to walk it up the floor for the Cardinals. Morley with it on the far side, down to Derek. She's going to try and drive the baseline. It's cut off by Glacken, excuse me. That's going to be picked up and taken away by Thomas. Goes back the other way by Erickson.
Yeah, and that's what they did great in the first half right there is they were able to, it was an open cutter right there for the Cardinals, but they collapsed on it in the paint very well.
Erickson driving, tried to dump it out to Glacken, and Glacken was not prepared for it. Goes off her hands out of bounds. Possession to the Cardinals. Thomas is going to pick Leach up. Well, a little token pressure anyway, as she made her at least think she was going to be there. As Leach now drives right side, backs it out, gives it to Derek, now to Smith. J.C. Smith gives it to Leach, Morley, Weber to a cutting Megan Derrick, but it's knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, they really try to get it inside here, the Cardinals have, but really some very active hands inside there for the Pioneers. They've done a good job trying to get the ball away and just able to collapse on it. They've done a magnificent job of that so far.
And Hulke's going to pick up her 3rd foul, and these last 2 have been relatively silly fouls.
Yeah, you don't want to get a reach and foul, especially right off an inbound. That's kind of an unwritten rule right there. It's just not a good foul to pick up.
Morley, she gave a little kick there.
Yeah,
did you see that?
Kind of extended her foot a little bit. I mean that to me that's kind of an offensive foul. And, oh man, missed opportunity there for Alleman.
Trying to get down the floor in a hurry, if you can underthrow and overthrow at the same time, that's kind of what happened. They threw it right at her feet from way down the floor, and Rouse just couldn't get down and get it while she was on the move.
Yeah, and they had her out there too. It's a hard pass to make, but definitely one you would love to have back right there. She had an open layup.
Shots off, no good. Glacken with the rebound. It goes back the other way. Oh, nice look. Rouse on the pass from Hulke. It's rebounded by Weber, and she'll bring it up the floor with under 4.5 minutes remaining. Weber skips it across.
Yeah, that's.
If you're going to throw that pass, you got to make it a little more crisp, don't you?
Got away with that right there, but that was a lob pass, and that was more reading the passer's eyes right there, knowing she's going to try and send that across the court. And it's a good defensive play, but luckily they were able to get away with it and retain possession of the ball.
All right, folks, sorry about that. We're talking to the AD, Steve Horrell, trying to decide where we're going to be from for Friday. A little different location on Friday. The camera will be up a little bit higher. Saturday as well. There's a shot blocked.
Yeah, great defense right there.
Bagude. Oh, now she's going to get down the floor and throw it up and throw it in.
That's great right there. Great defense turning into great transition offense. That's what you'd love to see, and that's something as a coach that will always make you happy. It's a beautiful play, great pass.
And a timeout's going to be called by the Cardinals. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. It's one of those deals, I think, at this point, Spencer, where the Cardinals need to maybe get back, worry about getting back on defense a little bit more and not dread on the fact that something didn't work well on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big thing here is, like, say you see Alleman, the Pioneers there, go on a little bit of a run, and I think the Cardinals can't really afford that because they don't really have a perimeter offense. I think most of their offense is in the painted area. So if they get behind by a little bit too much, I don't think they have the shooters on the perimeter that will be able to help them back. But yeah, it's definitely something as a coach you don't like to see, not getting back on defense, and you've got an outlet wide open up the court. We've seen that a couple times here in the second half.
Leach has it on the inbound. 3:15 remaining here in the third quarter, first half of the second half, right? Redmond with it. Did you catch what I did there? First half of the second half? Third quarter. First half of the second half.
I thought it was first quarter of the second half.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, it'd be the first half of the second half because it's only 2 quarters and a half.
You go over my head sometimes.
Everybody at home is like, just shut up and talk about basketball. I get that a lot. There's Tyler Thomas on the drive and the point.
Right there. Got baseline wide open, went up with her left, and no one was able to get down there in time to maybe stop her from getting a wide open layup.
It has been all Pioneers here in the third quarter.
Yeah, the Cardinals, they only have 2 points here in the third quarter. Their offense has just not been clicking as much, maybe a few turnovers you don't like to see, getting back on defense, giving up a few open layups. It's been a little bit of a problem here in the second half for the Cardinals.
Derek stepped on the baseline, and it's going to be a turnover. Back to the Pioneers. Checking in for the Pioneers is going to be Rouse with her 3 fouls.
I think that's the biggest problem so far for the Cardinals. It's definitely been their turnovers. I think their turnovers have really cost them, which I think they're lucky and fortunate that it's only an 8-point game right now. But I think they've had a lot of turnovers that don't need to happen.
You talk to most coaches, no turnover needs to happen.
That's very true.
Megan Holke with it. She's going to drive. A nice drive. Dumps it down on the baseline to Rouse. Out to Erickson now. 155. Oh, and she has it stolen away by Morley. And then Morley throws it. I think Sabatka was who she was trying to go to, but it went between her and, is that Hadley over there? It is Hadley.
And
Sienna Hadley.
That could be a momentum-turning play right there, getting that steal right there. A great job of getting her hands onto the ball, but just throw it right back away, which is just something you don't want to see. You really want to see that ball go up the court instead of throwing it back, but unfortunately that's not what happened.
Morley with another steal. She's going to go the length of the floor this time. A little hop, skip, and a layup's off no good. Rebound, put back no good. The rebound was by Burke. Going to be a foul on the Pioneers. We'll see who it's on. Something.
15,
Megan Holke picks up her first. Team's fourth.
Team fourth.
Burke at the free throw line shooting 2.
Yeah, and this is where they've really got to do better. Is they're getting to the free throw line, but they really have to execute on these, make their free throws, because these are free points there. They don't want to be given away, especially here late in the third quarter.
She does make the second one. Thomas again with the runner. It's off no good. And they're going to call a foul. Is that on Burke? Or on Rouse? No, Leach. Her first, team second.
That's the second time right there you've seen her just be able to get to the paint pretty easy, going to her left, getting baseline, and not really being contested down there.
Returning to the Cardinal lineup, number 1, Abby Frazee.
Frazee returns to the lineup for the Cardinals. Her team down by 7. Make it 8 on the made free throw by Thomas. .1:15 remaining. Redmond dumps it out to Frazee. Up top Morley. Left side it comes to Burke. Back up top to Redmond. She's going to drive. Comes to Sabatka. Morley. Right side Frazee. Sabatka for a long 2. It's off, no good. Rouse with the rebound for Alleman.
Another thing I've noticed with Alleman is I think they've done a very good job switching when they have to, too. If they got to switch who they're guarding and make it easier for the other defender, I think they've done a very good job of that as well.
Megan Halke is going to throw it across. Morley's going to go get it. Thomas is going to get called for the block. She got there and fell down before she got hit.
Yeah, you see her trying to draw a charge there, but she was definitely too late to get there, and you'll never get that call. She was more set, but like she was unable to get her feet set, and she might have been, I don't know if there's a restricted area in high school basketball. I'm not sure. It's in pain, but yeah, unable to get there in time to draw the charge.
Third foul on Thomas. Morley shooting free throws.
Foul charge to number 4, Tyler Thomas. That's her 3rd, team 5th. Tegan Morley is in the line for the Cardinals.
Second one off, no good as well. Tipped around. Glacken comes down with it for Alleman. She picks up her dribble, not in a good spot. Bagude gets it to Thomas, now left side. They'll probably hold for one or try to. And who are they going to call that? They're going to call that on Erickson. Erickson's going to pick up the foul. Her first. Team's 6th already here in the third quarter.
Number 2 for the Cardinals, Tegan Morley. She's done an excellent job here getting her hands on the ball, really just disrupting the offense at times of the Pioneers. Like she's about a few times she's gotten steals, and a couple other times she's poked the ball free. She's done an excellent job here in the second half of that.
Audrey Erickson goes out. Looks like she's trying to rub a cramp out of her thigh over there on the far sideline. 12 seconds remaining. Baseline jumper, Sabatka. It's off, no good. Tyler Thomas with the rebound off the floor. She's going to outlet it to Holke for 3, and just off the front of the rim, no good. That's how the third quarter will end, 25-17. The Pioneers lead the Cardinals. The Cardinals scored just 3 points there. So they scored 10 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third, and it's just not going the way the Cardinals need it to go right now. We'll keep it here. Tell you this game is being brought to you today by Ron Elby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit them at www.lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. In Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling, since 1960, Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling has provided the greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort. And the Old Dairy, located at 210 South Lafayette Street in Macomb, serving soup, salads, sandwiches, homemade desserts, Blue Bunny ice cream, and they have a full-service coffee bar. Breakfast is served all day, and they have free Wi-Fi. Visit them online at www.olddairymacomb.com or call 309-837-6700 for your takeout. They do have some phenomenal desserts there.
I haven't been there since I was a kid, but they used to have some mint chocolate chip ice cream that I absolutely devoured. It was so good.
They are a little off the beaten path, but well worth the time and the stop, folks, if you get the chance, I'm telling you. So we're in the fourth quarter of play here. Just underway, final 8 minutes.
The Cardinals really got to get something going here. They're in that, and that's the exact opposite of what I was saying.
Magude is going to be fouled by Frazee, but a good foul by Frazee because she kept it on the floor, doesn't make it a shooting foul, and it's going to be
Cardinal personal foul charges to number 1, Addie Frazee. That's
Like I was saying,
team foul number 3.
they're in that third quarter. They were just settling for too many jumpers, unable to get into the paint, and none of them were really falling for the Cardinals, and it was just very much of a struggle there for the Cardinals in the third quarter. And helped the Pioneers take the lead by 8. They really controlled most of that third quarter. Really, ever since the end of the second quarter, they've really been in control of this game, it seems like.
Bobbling around inside the paint, and on the floor, they're going to call a jump ball.
Jump ball tie-up to Alleman.
The Alleman Pioneers are 6 of 8 from the free throw line on the night.
You know, I never understood why they didn't actually do a jump ball like they do in the professionals where they actually tip it, but now that I realize that it happens once every about 2 or 3 minutes, I understand why.
Yeah, it slowed the game down so
No.
much. This speeds the game up a bunch.
Timeout, Alleman. It is a 30-second timeout.
Alleman takes a timeout. We'll keep it here. Alleman has used 2. Pleasant Plains has used 1. Means Pleasant Plains has 4 left. Alleman has 3. This game being brought to you by
Our next contest.
Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. Well, an 8-point disadvantage for the Cardinals with 7 minutes to go. The way the scoring's been going, it's probably go time for them, isn't it?
They absolutely have to get going there. A lot of it is because of missed shots, unable to get open, but also they've just had a lot of turnovers that you don't like to see. Is a jump ball right there.
Another jump ball, and Glacken was a little unhappy with Burke for hot climbing on the pile there, and a little Burke sat up and was like, whoa, settle down there, kid. I was just trying to get a jump ball. That is one of the most frustrating things about basketball is the jump ball, if you're a player.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen it so much. I remember playing basketball in middle school, and it happened all the time. But as we've seen here tonight, like there have been a lot of jump balls and people being on the ground, diving for them. Yeah, it's
a little hand checking going on there. Frazee, pull-up jumper off, no good. Tyler Thomas, the shortest person on the court, might be the best rebounder on the court. She's got a bunch of them tonight.
Yeah, it's really, honestly, it's not about size and all that. Like, it's really being able to be fundamental, boxing out, being in the right place. You know, you think it's going to be a short rebound, being on the short side of the rim. Like, it's a lot more than being one of the tallest people on the court, for sure.
Long 2 on the way by Thomas, off no good. And there's a lot of contact between Burke and Hulke, and no foul called, but ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Alleman. Rouse is going to replace Glacken. And it's a pair of 10s coming in. Bailey Leach for the Cardinals. You want to try and do that?
Yeah.
I think I know their names well enough now I can struggle through it. And Megan Hulke is going to drop it out of bounds. Couldn't hold on to it. Pass it a little outside, and she stopped a little short and couldn't get a hand on it. It'll be Bailey Leach bringing it up for the Cardinals. Approaching the 6-minute mark here. Game number 1 and night number 2 in the Bombers pre-Thanksgiving tournament. Weber goes to the hoop and lays it up and in.
Yeah, there you see it again. Just a beautiful, well, except usually for the most part this game, they've done a great job of being able to contain the painted area right there. You see pretty easy getting to the basket there for Anna Weber, but like for the most part of this game, that's why I think Alleman's won the game, or is winning the game, is because of their paint defense and being able to collapse it down there. You're always seeing about 2 to 3 people down there.
We'll take a quick break and be back in just a few minutes here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
And welcome back as we come out of the timeout. You can see Pleasant Plains there on camera as we get ready to go here. And they've started to try to get that comeback going. That was a nice move by Weber to go into the timeout.
Yeah, huge bucket right there, getting inside, getting a layup. And another huge thing to keep an eye on is you see Alleman's, they've got 6 fouls here with about 6 minutes left in the fourth. So
it looks like a trapping press coming this way too. There it is.
Trying to force
knocked
turnover.
away by Weber. And they're going to call a push. Yeah, they're going to call Helke for a push. That'll be her 4th foul. That's a big one. Team foul number 7.
Alleman offensive foul charge number 32, Claire Hulett. That's her
She will go to the bonus after this.
Pleasant Plains will maintain possession after the offensive foul.
I got to remember to turn the bonus ticker off. That's the one thing that doesn't reset when we go to halftime, and I keep forgetting about it. That was a nice inlet pass.
Beautiful backdoor feed. Wow.
Great inlet pass, and it's going to be Megan Derrick, number 5, on the basket, and it's 25-21. And just like the second quarter, Plains came back in that quarter as well, and they're trying to do it again. Erickson back in after leaving with a cramp in the third quarter. Nice look down to Bugade, and she's going to go to the hoop. It's going to be no good, but I think Weber's going to get the foul. It is Weber with the foul.
Cardinal personal foul charge number 21, Anna Weber. That's her second.
Second, team 4th. Bagude at the free throw line. Carla. First one is good. First points of the quarter for the Pioneers, and she banked that one in. Think she meant to do that?
I'm going to say no because she kind of switched the first one, but you know what? I mean,
haven't seen anybody bank a free throw in on purpose since 1950.
You know, honestly, the bank shot's underrated. I feel like people should use it more. Like, it's there for a reason. Why not?
There's a long 2 by Weber. It's good.
Anna Weber.
Now a 3-on-1. Bagude, to Rouse, who brings it out, gives it to Erickson. It's a 4-point game, 27-23, and Alleman content to run some time off the clock here, which will take the Cardinals out of the opportunity to probably run the zone that they were trying to run earlier.
Yeah, they'll have to definitely, I would say, man up right here, because zone, it'd just be so much easier to get the ball around the perimeter if you're Alleman and just kill more and more clock.
Bugade. Erickson. Oh, nice crossover right there. And Frazee's going to pick up the foul. That's team foul number 5.
Cardinal personal foul charge number 1, Annie Frazee.
Her second foul. Morley checking back in, replacing J.C. Smith.
Number 2, Tegan Morley.
There you saw it again right there. Tegan Morley, just active hands. She's been having active hands all this entire game, and it's huge.
Leach tried to get a steal there. Erickson was able to recover it. Bagude going to give it to Megan Hulke, She's going to have it knocked away, and Weber's going to steal it. Ball's on the floor, picked up by Weber. Outlets it to Derrick. Megan Derrick now is going to drive left-handed, and oh my goodness.
Offensive foul.
I'm not sure that they're going to call a charge on Megan Derrick.
That's her third personal foul.
Her third foul. And
I
mean, I know you don't have to be set, but I don't think she was really there.
You know, and I think right down here they missed one on her when she was trying to outlet the ball. I think she really got her arm clawed onto and they missed that one. So, unfortunate turn of events right there for the Cardinals.
Megan Hulke. Double teamed. And a timeout is going to be called, and it'll be a timeout. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back in about 30 seconds.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
And welcome back. Alleman taking a timeout there. We'll update the scoreboard if I hit the right button. They'll take them down to 2 timeouts. Pleasant Plains has 3 timeouts remaining. Pleasant Plains is in the bonus. They still have a foul to give before they can get the Pioneers into the bonus. And you say, why would you want to get them in the bonus? Well, you're down by 4. You're probably going to, unless you can somehow take a lead here, you're probably going to have to get them in the bonus.
Right, absolutely. And I think the Cardinals, though, they've done an excellent job here. You've seen a few trap plays, and it's really gotten to the Pioneers. And I think if they're able to continue doing that, maybe force a couple of turnovers. Like I say, it's only a 4-point game, but.
And I was wrong. They had 6 fouls, so 7th is the first shooting foul, and it's going to be a 1-and-1 here. Claire Holke is going to come shoot the 1 and bonus. Fouls on Weber, number 21.
Number 21, Anna Weber, that's her 3rd. Team 7.
7 fouls apiece now. Claire Holke is going to be shooting 2.
Yeah, like you say, she's been to the free throw line a lot here in this game.
For the Pioneers.
J.C. Smith checking in. Burke goes out as well. I believe Frazee came back in also. Or actually, Megan Derrick came back in. First one is good. Free throws are going to be key for the Pioneers down the stretch.
Yeah, 100%. I think it'll be key for both teams because, like say, I think the Pioneers, they've done a lot of fouling in this game. But, like say, it's really, I think it could come down to which team is able to make more of their free throws. And Claire Holke, she's done a very, very nice job tonight from the free throw stripe.
Frazee with it, hesitates, gives it to Smith, up top to Bailey Leach. Leach comes back left side to Weber. She looked down to Smith. Smith's going to drive, dumps it across, and I think she expected Frazee to go onto the hoop, and Frazee kind of did a stop route, and it went right to Erickson instead with 3:33 remaining.
Yeah, big time miscommunication right there, and that's a very costly one. It looked like it had an open bucket, I thought, but unfortunately it turns into a turnover. Now Alleman's got possession, and I'm sure they're going to plan on running a lot more clock off.
Probably the kind of play that in a week or so wouldn't go that way, right? I mean, once you get used to playing a little bit more and stuff.
Yep. Like I say, it's really early in the season, so, you're still trying to get feel for the game. Oh,
what a jab step.
And a beautiful finish. Wow.
Audrey Erickson does a beautiful jab step left, and it drives right to the basket.
Man.
That was nice.
Those are the plays that just, as a basketball fan, you've got to admire. Those are just the fun ones. You always love to see those.
There's
a wild hook shot there.
Yeah. A hook shot from the hip almost for Weber. She forced that one up a little bit. And the Pioneers have taken control again, up by 8. Now the question is, when do you start fouling?
I'd say once you start getting down, probably under the 2-minute mark, especially with it being an 8-point game, I think you really got to start being more aggressive. Maybe not intentionally picking up fouls, but you got to really get your hands in there. And if you do pick one up, you pick one up. But yeah, you can't just let Alleman keep getting these passes. And here you see him now, I think.
Yep, Smith Cardinals is coming out. Now Weber's coming out. And Weber's going to get the foul. And Weber, I think, tried to get the foul, and it didn't come initially. And she almost looked like that's her 4th. Not the person you want to foul, though, as Holke goes back to the free throw line.
All too familiar.
7 of 8 from the free throw line on the night. Morley coming back in.
Sienna Headley returns to the Cardinal lineup.
Sorry, Sienna Headley, as Megan Derrick comes out.
Sorry, I didn't have it updated, but she is 9 for 10 right now from the free throw line. It's where she's lived the majority of this game.
First one is good.
And that's really what you got to think about here, too, if you're the Cardinals, is who you want to foul. Because Claire Holke is definitely not that person so far tonight that you've wanted to foul.
Oh, nice
Beautiful
look underneath.
Pass. Wow.
And that's J.C. Smith with the bucket. Timeout Pleasant Plains. We'll keep it here, and we'll tell you that this game being brought to you by Tom Conklin State Farm. Face-to-face, over the phone, by email, or by text. You choose how you do business with Tom Conklin State Farm Macomb. You can reach them at 309-837-1200 or visit them online at www.macombsf.com. Better yet, stop in and get your quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb. And the Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief, weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. Copies are also available for purchase at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. And Western Illinois University. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there is limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. And Midwest Ice. Do you need ice for your upcoming event? Look no further. Midwest Ice has you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. We deliver ice directly to your event. Call Blaine Ranch at 309-351-8192 for a quote today. 2:03 left. 8-point game. And going to run some time off the clock or get fouled, whichever comes first here. Looks like Morley was trying to get that pretty quickly, but didn't have a whole lot of luck. She's going to get the foul finally, though. It'll be foul number 9. Final one and bonus attempt here for the Pioneers. Thomas at the free throw line, number 4 for the Pioneers. The foul was on number 2, Morley. One and bonus coming for Tyla Thomas. Bailey Leach checks back in as some offensive, defensive substitutions and misses the front end, and then they're going to hit the strap, so it'll be Pleasant Plains ball. Megan Derrick not being on the floor for an offensive end of the floor kind of surprises me a little.
Yeah, and I think with that timeout that they called there right after they scored that 2, it was to get like a defensive setup for a press, but unfortunately.
Crazy goes to the basket and scores.
Unfortunately for the Cardinals, the Alleman Pioneers were able to break it so fast and just unable to get your offensive player back on the floor.
Bailey Leach comes out, makes the foul, so Audrey Erickson's going to be shooting 2 free throws here on the double bonus. Erickson's not shot any free throws, number 12, has she?
Nope. It'll be double bonus for Audrey Erickson.
First one is good. Pretty solid Havana Ducks squad up next, playing Illini West, I do believe. Second one's off, no good. And they're going to say that Hadley was out of bounds, so go back to Pioneers.
Another costly misstep right there for the Cardinals. Down 7, only 90 seconds left in the game, and that's just something you hate to have right here, giving the ball right back to Alleman and probably going to shoot 2 more free throws.
Hulke missed one there, and she got hammered by Burke.
Yeah, I don't know.
Morley with it.
That seemed like a pretty easy call, but, you know, I'm not the ref.
2 on the way, off no good. Audrey Erickson with the rebound. She gets it to Hulke. Hulke picked up by Weber. Weber can't foul. She's got 4.
Yeah, and that's the last
Morley.
person you want to foul right there is 32-player Hulke.
Erickson's going to drive, and she gets hip checked by Frazee, I think. We'll see who they actually call it on. They'll give her 2 free throws. It's the shooting variety free throws, even though it'd be 2 either way. Mr. Sullivan's going to get out there. Nope, he's going to call it on number 14, Burke.
Cardinal personal without charge to number 14, Madison Burke. That's her first.
Team 10th, or team 11th, actually. Erickson makes the first.
Audrey Erickson.
She was 1 of 2 just the last time down the floor. Made the first, missed the second last time. See if she does the same this time. 66 seconds left. If Jeff Borders is watching right now, he'll appreciate that. Second one's off, no good. Megan Hulke gets the rebound. She misses. Hadley gets the rebound. 1 minute remaining. Frazee.
This is go time right here if you're the Cardinals. You really got to get quick buckets, and hopefully it's a good-looking one.
Smith's going to drive. A nice little Euro step kind of move right there. Gets the bucket. Timeout on the floor is going to be charged to Pleasant Plains. They'll have 1 timeout remaining. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here again. Down by 6 with 48.1 seconds left. It's pretty much, you're going to need some help here, right?
Yeah, I mean, and now that
Unofficially, Alleman
now
has
that
2 timeouts remaining.
the bonus is on, of course, every foul, you know, you're going to the free throw line, and it being a 6-point game, like, you're going to really, you can't keep fouling. Like, at some point, you're really going to have to get a steal here or there, maybe get up the court real fast, get a and 1 or an open 3. Like, coming down to 48 seconds, this is where you got to really start making plays happen.
So we're getting ready to go here for the final 48. This is going to be inbounded by Claire Holke, which kind of surprising. I mean, she's a good passer. That's probably why they wanted to get her in, but she's the best free throw shooter. You know they're going to get fouled. Can't get it stopped before half court. You're going to go foul. Now they're going to throw. They had a steal. Burke had it. Couldn't hold on to it. 35 seconds.
That's the thing about Claire inbounding, though, is like if she's not inbounding, like they're there and they can cover her up right away. If she's inbounding, she can get a pass in and maybe get herself open, get the ball back, and have her get fouled. And now it's just they might just be running out the clock time here for the Pioneers. Is now they finally decide to foul.
Burke picks up the foul. Holke's going to get a chance to shoot a couple more free throws.
Second.
Here she's pretty good at it.
Yeah, we've seen that somewhere, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think it was this game. Maybe it was another one. Who knows?
12. She shot 12 this game.
11. She's 10 of 11 right now from the free throw line. Make it 11 for 12. Yeah, and those are huge to have down the stretch. She's been 8 for her last 8 at the free throw line, and that's been a huge boost for the Alleman Pioneers.
You need to add another make to that then, because she's add one more make to that, because one of those she missed one. She shot 2.
Well, 8 for her last 8.
She shot a pair each time at the free throw line this quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So she should be an even number in this quarter.
Yeah, she's 8 for 8 this quarter.
Okay,
but
okay.
Her last 10 free throw attempts she's made.
Jump ball.
That might just about put this game away. 8-point game, 10.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Might need a miracle here.
Final is about the only thing that's in question here. Rouse doesn't take the shot. Gives it to Erickson.
Foul.
Not going to give him anything easy, but they're not going to foul either. So that's how this one ends. 37-29. We'll take a break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH in just about 30 seconds or so.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
Welcome back to Macomb High School as we're adding up some stats here very quickly. Where do you win an 8-point game from the free throw line? 16 of 21 from a charity stripe.
That's
the Plains Cardinals were just 5 of 10. When you make more than the other team shoots, you'll hear coaches say you're going to win most of those games, and they won this one. Real quick, we'll look at some stats. 2 points for Addie Frazee, 6 points for for Tegan Morley. I was like, wait a second, that wasn't right. 6 points for Megan Derrick, 3 points for Bailey Leach, 4 points for J.C. Smith, 1 point for Madison Burke, no points for Sienna Hadley on 0 of 2 free throw shooting, 9 points for Anna Weber, 2 points for Julie Redmond, and that's all the scoring. For the Alleman Pioneers in the victory, 17 points for a game high for Claire Holke, 13 of 14 from the charity stripe. So she scored 17 points and only 2 field goals. 6 points for Audrey Erickson, 5 points for Taylor Thomas, 2 points for Megan Holke, 2 points for Carla Bagude. So we'll take a break. We'll end this stream. We'll be back with the next one. It'll be Havana and Illini West in the next stream. Make sure you come back and join us. 37-29. The Pioneers get a win over the Cardinals here at the Bombers pre-Thanksgiving tournament. We'll see you in just a few minutes in the next stream.